Hey yo, good people, I welcome you back here. If you're here for the first time, my name is Archip. I'm a software engineer. Well, to be fair, to be honest, I'm a software engineer on this platform. On other platforms, I'm something else, or still on this platform, but I have other channels as well, and I will put the link in the description if you want, or if I don't put, you can maybe ask me. Yeah, but anyway, today I'm back with a new episode, and in this episode I'm trying to show you the little progress I've made with my app. For most of you that know the project, basically it's an app that will start promoting recycling habit. So what I want to do with the app is people can request, the main goal with the app is that people can request for pickup. So meaning you can request for pickup and people will come collect all your trash so that they can recycle, or you can find place where you can drop your trash so that they can recycle them. And yeah, that's the basic idea. So in the past, what I did was I did a lot of planning. I used Figma to design, to have the color scheme and all of those things that go along. So I'm done with that, or I will say I'm almost done with that. I think I will still improve as I'm starting to code. If I see something needs to be changed or something needs to be improved, I will definitely do that. But so far, this is what I have. It's pretty much not done yet. It's it's still looking unfinished. The reason why is I didn't have time to finish everything, and I'm still continuing. That's why I'm trying to document this. I'm not gonna finish it in one day because it's really a lot of work. So before I start coding, this episode is all about the coding part. So before I start coding, what I did was I needed to track my versions, and the only way to do that, or let's say the best way to do that, is to use GitHub. And that's something that I know but I've never really used before. So I had first to start learning by watching a couple of tutorials. So I had to go on YouTube and find a couple of people that were giving those tutorials, which I did, and then which was actually really helpful because I learned one or two things. And it's actually amazing because now I can start writing code without losing the previous version. So basically it's really nice, because I remember in the past I used to code, and when you are coding, it happens that you break your code by doing an update or by adding something new, and now you can revert to the last version that you had that was actually working. It's really frustrating, and now it's really easy with whatever I'm doing. So now I had to learn. I learned just the basics, just enough for me to get started. And once I was done, I had to set up as well the file using the C#. And in C#, the best way to build a web app, in my opinion, or let me rather say something that I've learned, is the MVC using ASP.NET. That's the only thing I've learned at school so far, and I really want to use it. So I did it. I opened my MVC template by using JetBrain. JetBrain is like a C# IDE on Mac. On Visual Studio on Mac is actually, they've ended the support, meaning you can't really do much with that, and it's really frustrating because it still misses a lot of stuff on Mac. So I decided to do that. I decided to use JetBrain. It actually works fine with me. I really enjoy it. So I worked with it like that, and I installed the SDK. I brought the template in, started working with that. After installing all of those, I decided to send everything on my GitHub so that I can start working, which I did, and which was fine. And then I started coding the page. Guys, I don't want to lie to you, I haven't used HTML and CSS in a long time, so my brain was kind of freezing. I was really slow, and I've never really used Bootstrap that much. I know the basics, so everything for me was just really slow. So I had to it was kind of a learning journey for me, which was fun because I learned a lot of things about HTML, CSS, including Bootstrap. So that's how I started with my page. Everything was blank, you know. But before I get that blank page, it was really tough because I deleted first the layout from the original template. Everything broke, it was a mess. Then I thought, oh, actually I only needed to delete a couple of like very few things in the layout, and then which I did. So the reason why I started working first with the layout is because the layout will be, I will say, it will be sort of the canvas of the app, of the web app. So meaning on every single page I go, I will see that. So it will have the logo, it will have some like the profile, the settings, it will have all of these navigation buttons so that it can allow the user to move around easily. So I don't want to be so it's a nice thing actually in that it's actually a nice thing in C# that we can do it. So it simplifies the way, so you code it once and then on each page you can recall it. So I will be recalling it on each single page, so it's kind of nice. And then I had to do a lot of research on Bootstrap. So every time you bring a new component, it breaks the code, you have to fix. Like basically a very nice experience. I really enjoyed it. And as you can see, I was trying to modify the logo. I was trying to find what component can work nicely for those. And now you can see at this point, I was really struggling to have the profile and the search section be how can I say, I wanted them to be laid in a column, and then from that column we will have the profile section on top, the search button down. And every time I did it, it's kind of worked, but at some point we had so much space on top from the, like, so now it didn't really look balanced. But at least I was fine because I already found the colors. Like all the colors I really needed, I could easily find it. And I'm really, the more I'm coding, the more I'm thinking that I'm getting closer to the initial code that I need, but eventually I had to find a way to make it work. And once it worked, it was really satisfying. I then added the name. And speaking about the typing, I haven't really found a proper font for it. So now I'm just using this font as just a default, but eventually I'm gonna use a proper one. And now it was time to build the aside section. As you can see, wow, it was quite difficult to find because I've never really worked on stuff like this in Bootstrap, and which I did. I had to find out how to like put the stroke, on the side and all of those. And honestly, the app is really looking just the way I planned it. And then I had to add as well some of the section on the side, and all of those buttons to help people navigate. And by the time I built it, it was really satisfying and really a nice experience because I've learned so much. and I'm still building. I'm still doing some more updates that I will show you in the next episode. So yeah. Good people, we are done for today, and honestly, I don't want to lie to you, I really enjoyed it. It was really challenging, but also at the same time, I really enjoyed the process. I really enjoyed the experience. I learned so much, and I'm still trying to build the app with the little time I have. I'm still a student. I have other channels that I'm building. I have so much to do, and it's really overwhelming sometimes, but with the little time I'm finding, I'm trying to bring to you this, and I really hope you're gonna love it, and I really hope you're gonna give some support until we finish this project. So I really hope to see you next time. Next time I will come up with new updates, and I hope you will love it. You will love the experience, and yeah. So if you love this type of content, please subscribe, like, leave a comment, and if you want to see more of this, please let me know in the comments. And if you want to suggest more stuff, if you're a professional and you have like few ideas that you feel like that can help me, please let me know. I'm always open to learn something new. But other than this, I think, yeah, I would say we are done, and I hope to see you next time. Bye.